Hello. So I do have one question for you, and that is if you have your coffee ready. I'm kidding, or tea, or maybe you're out walking because you can listen to this as well. Anyways, let's begin. So today we're going to bring up the topic of habits. And by the way, the best habit book out there is James Clear one. I've basically read like all of them, but this one is the best one. And today the topic is first you start a habit and then you improve it. And it's because in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he wrote it and I reread it 2 years ago. I've read it like two or three times right now, but it's like you gotta reread the best books because you need to be reminded more than you need to learn new stuff. Um, but basically, he said that a habit must be established before it can be improved. If you cannot learn the basic skill of showing up, then you have little hope of mastering the finer details. And this is so true. And I wanted to share this because this is what I've been doing the last months. I've just started like all the things I've wanted to do for a long time, which is like post more here and also start a podcast. It's just because I started with like the smallest step possible. And this podcast specifically, as maybe you know and maybe you don't, but anyways, it started because I committed to writing one newsletter every single week, and because of that I was like, I already have the script, so why not also just record exactly what I said in the newsletter. So that's where it started. And I also remembered, because when I published my first book, I also remember that Jordan Peterson said, instead of trying to write a good sentence, just try to write a sentence and then you can improve it later. And I think this is just so important to remind yourself of, because everybody wants to get fit before they go to the gym. Like they want to be good before they have even started, and it's just twisted. And that's honestly why most people don't start, because they hate being new or an amateur and stuff like that. So it's it's just been such a great mantra in my mantra. I don't know how to say that. In my life, to basically you start by just establishing the habit, and that's the only goal. And even maybe it could be smaller than that. It could just be showing up in general. And once you have it, then you can improve it. And I also realized that because again, because I've been thinking about this in my business and everywhere, I was actually creating this AI bot with in my business with a guy who's super techy and he's like so good. Hey, Andreas. And and the cool thing is that I just decided to start creating the bot before our meeting, because then instead of spending all our time teaching me how to create the bot, we could actually improve it and make it better and be like, oh, we should add this follow up and this thing and this, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm probably going to get better results. Like I'll keep you posted, but I'm probably going to get better results because now I haven't even just created it, I've even improved it with the tech guy, you know? So it's just back to, you have to start to gain momentum. And I think once you just start with step one, you will automatically want to do step two. And we should take this in another completely different episode, but there's something about starting is the worst. Like that's the hardest part. But if you just committing to the first smallest possible step, and if that's just showing up, then that is also the beginning, you know? Um so yeah, I honestly just wanted to say that this is not going to be a long one. But just preface the fact that you should just keep it simple. Do the first stop, don't stop. I mean, do whatever you want to. Stop the wrong things and start the right things. But yeah, I was just thinking about, you can probably reflect on that. Is there somewhere in your life you feel like it's, you kind of just go overwhelmed thinking about what it is you want to do or whatever, and then start thinking about what is the smallest possible step, um, because you don't need perfection, you just need momentum. So get started, you know? Yeah, I think that was it for this podcast, but I can also give you a super cool just update and a thing I've experienced a lot lately, which is a lot of my days right now are so cool because a lot of the things I'm doing throughout the days, I realized I visualized 2 years ago. And that is like the things that are happening in business, the fact that I dance like 8 or 9 hours now. I dance almost every single day, and also the relationships in my life, friendships. I'm super single, and I'm sad of it. I'm tired of it. Sad too, but basically, um, but the friendships that I've like cultivated the last 2 years. Like I also did have a couple of really good friends 2 years ago, but these last maybe this year as well, I just feel like I've really strengthened the connections with the right people, and either like completely like excluded or reduced the amount of time I spend with the wrong people. And by wrong, I don't necessarily mean there's anything wrong with them. They're just wrong for me, But like, there are also some people out there who they know who they are, and I am not in contact with them. um, so there's also something about that. But yeah, it just hit me super hard this week that I was like walking home, and I just thought this was my dream day 2 years ago, and that is so cool. And I wanted to share this with you because I want you to, I mean, do whatever you want. You do whatever you want in this life, but I would recommend you to do two things. And the first thing is to actually visualize your dream day. Just like go there. Like, what is the absolute best day you could create? And then once you visualize it again. And then you say, no, now I'm going to do like the real dream day because you realize you were actually holding back the first time. So that's the first thing, visualize. And then write it down because that is what's so cool. Like I could remember a lot of things I was visualizing, but I also can see it in my journals. And I actually found, oh, this happens to me so many times. I found this like old journal that I think I was writing, I think it's like 4 years old or something. And I saw a couple of my goals and I was just like, I've achieved all of them, every single one. And I was like, that's insane. And that is so cool. And it also makes me so motivated to honestly think bigger because basically everything that I wanted has happened, you know? So now I'm thinking bigger and you should as well. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to, like I ended my next part, my first podcast, I'm going to, you guessed it, dance. I'm so excited for this contemporary class. So the next 2 hours, yeah, first I'm gonna eat, then I'm gonna dance for 2 hours and drink my coffee. Love coffee. It's cold here in Norway. Gosh, it's cold. No, actually, it's not that cold yet, but it's raining, and I can't use my bike anymore because it's like ice and snowy, and I do not. I love biking, but I will not risk my life. I'm not that passionate about it. I will only do that for dance, not biking. Gotta prioritize. What are you willing to die for? I'm kidding, but also, it's a great question. Like, if you actually answer that one, you will actually figure out what in your life that gives you purpose and meaning. Just a challenge, throwing it out there. So, yeah, I'll talk to you next time. And I hope you have a gorgeous evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are, whenever time you're listening to this or seeing this. And I'm just happy to share. And that's it.